Today on At Your Leisure, we're headed to school, but our classroom is on the dirt and our test is a little more high speed than I'm used to. I'm Ria Rossi Booth.
And I'm Chad Booth. Riding a dirt bike is an amazing experience. It's a lot of fun, but if you've never done it before, there are a few things you need to know. And we're showing them to you today with some excellent instruction.
From there, Steve Human finds grizzly bears in the wilds of Montana, and Reece Stein catches fish for science. On the outdoors with AYL right now.
Come on, Ria. Come on, don't be afraid. Come on. Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure today. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Ria Rossi Booth.
And we are out at Tooele at Deseret Peaks on the Steadman's track. This is a motocross track. We're not riding motocross today, but we are going to get some pointers, and there's a story behind it. It all started with Good Things Utah when we made our appearance there on the show regularly. And I kind of bragged. I said, yeah, there are only 2 of us in the office that actually ride dirt bikes.
And I said, that's not fair, because I wasn't one of them. And now look where I'm at.
So anyway, Steadman's heard about that. They threw down the gauntlet and said, do you really know? So I'm here to get some pointers on how to take trail and turn it into motocross. And Ria's here going to figure out how to get from first gear to third gear.
Like literally, I am in the infantile stage. I've never even been on top of a dirt bike.
She has decided she's going to do this and not do it 15 times since dinner last night. So I'm really glad that we're here.
I'm really nervous, but I'm also really excited. Okay. I mean, who's better to ride with but the Steadmans?
Yeah, but you're not going to learn any of it if we sit here and talk for half an hour. So come on, Heidi's waiting for you.
I think we should just talk about
Heidi's
it for a while.
waiting for you. Come on.
When I was growing up, my dad said, if I ever catch you on a motorcycle, you're grounded for life. So I can't seem to get that one out of my brain, even though it's in my 50s. I still think I'm going to be grounded for life if he catches me.
Dirt bike, to me, you gotta pay attention to the ground in front of you, the terrain. A lot more technical to ride a dirt bike, especially when you get out in the rough. You gotta be able to watch ahead of what you're riding into.
I'm looking forward to the end of the day when I can do a full wheelie and go from here to over there, just up.
I'm looking forward to seeing that too, because you're gonna end up right off the back, right on your little butt.
Is there any specific way, if I'm falling, how to fall correctly?
Tuck and roll.
Tuck and roll, yep.
Tuck and roll?
It's really easy. It's a little give and a little go. As you let the clutch out, you do this and you do it evenly as you let that out. And so, right
it's time to jump out of the plane. Let's go.
Okay.
She'll be fine.
If I'm doing a wheelie, it's going to be strictly accidental. Awesome! Don't talk to me, I'm concentrating! Where am I going?
Pull in your clutch. Pull in your clutch.
Oh, you know, I think what I like about dirt bike is the only thing that makes me feel like a kid for a few hours when I come out to do it. I love it. It's a good workout. It's about being with the family, kids. You know, what else can you come and with teenage kids that want to come and play with the, you know, their parents? You know, there's not very many sports that you can do that. You can take a 18-year-old, a 23-year-old, come down, go out and go riding, and everybody enjoy what you're doing.
Woo! Thank you, Heidi Steadman! Thank you, David! First gear was easy!
I told you, are you still scared?
No.
No?
But now I have to shift. The shifting part could be tricky.
She'll get your speed up, and when it feels like it's the right time to shift to second gear, then she'll...
She's a natural. She'll be just fine. Once you get over the fear, that's when it's fun.
All right, second gear sounds good. Let's see what we can do.
All right, well, while we get her ready for second gear and moving on, let's find out what a day in the life of a Montana traveler is like. On a single day trip, you can discover a lot.
A country road disappearing off on the horizon. You wonder where it goes, but you never seem to have the time to find out. In Montana, routes like this are common, but it's the travelers that take them that are uncommon. Today, we're one of those as we head out on a day trip into the past and find out how close yesterday really is. Bozeman, Montana is a micropolis on the southwest side of Montana. It's the fourth largest city in the state, but still rather small by most standards. The roads that lead out of the town offer different adventures all their own, but if you set out west on Highway 84, you can take one historic tour that leads to many surprising sights and even a few wild interactions.
Our first stop was a grizzly bear encounter just right outside of Bozeman. And they had 5 grizzly bears there. They released one each 2 hours, every 2 hours. And then they had a bunch of learning stuff. So not only did you get to see the grizzly bears in a habitat, but you also got to learn a little bit about it and what would happen if you did see a grizzly bear in the wild.
We've got 5 rescue bears all together. It's always fun to see someone who's seeing a grizzly bear for the first time in person. It can be overwhelming for them. Sometimes they get emotional. They all have their own personalities, their own likes and dislikes. And so it's fun to sit and watch them and kind of learn each bear's personality.
Grizzly bears are a natural species to Montana. Montana Grizzly Encounters gives families the opportunity to see and learn about grizzly bears up close, while still staying a safe distance away.
Bears are very intelligent, and so they're also opportunistic. So if they get a food reward from humans when they're out in the wild, next time they want a snack or next time they see a human, they're thinking, kind of putting those two together.
Our next stop in exploring the Old West heritage of Montana would have to be Virginia City. In 1863, Bill Fairweather and Henry Edgar discovered gold about a mile from where the town sits now and named it Varina after Varina Howell Davis, the only First Lady of the Confederate States of America during the Civil War. Upon registering the town, Judge G.G. Bissell objected to their town name and recorded it as Virginia City. In the 1940s, Charles and Sue Bovey began buying and restoring the town that you see today.
It's one of the historic Old West mining towns that they still kept intact. So during the summer, they have gunfighters. You would walk into these old buildings and they would have like old toys from the Old West, back from the early 1800s. And you'd walk into their old general store and they had the old scales and they had a really old cash register. And so you really got a unique sense of history when you went there and to see what the mining culture in Montana was all about.
Now back on Highway 84, we continue to hug the current of the Madison River. Coves along the shore banks allow fishermen and rafters easy access to the blue flow of water.
You just saw people sit there and relax on the river and either read a book or think about their thoughts or different things like that. It was very peaceful and very remarkable.
Bozeman is a recreationist mecca with many different activities where you can explore, learn, and play all within a day's time. And the best part is you can do it at your own pace.
It's a self-guided tour, so we just left right out of Bozeman and we found the information on the Bozeman tourism website. I was able to go at my own pace. While driving along this Old West day trip, you saw a lot of wildlife and a lot of nature. It is close to Yellowstone and West Yellowstone, and so you got to see a lot of that same wildlife that's in the park, but just around there. The really unique thing that I got to see is I got to see a coyote kind of go along the riverbank, and it pounced to grab a squirrel, and then it came out of the ground. And so being able to take my time and being able to stop and actually take in the wildlife that is there will be a one-of-a-time experience that I will be able to cherish for the rest of my life.
Greg Anderson once said, "Focus on the journey, not the destination. Joy is found not in finishing an activity, but in doing it." There's nothing better than a day like this, driving down a country road and enjoying rural, historic America. It's these moments that make the road of life worth the trip. For At Your Leisure, I'm Stephen Heumann.
Introducing the newest member of the Yamaha off-road family. It thrives in the most remote, rugged terrain. It never steps down from a challenge and travels long distances in search of adventure. The all-new Yamaha Wolverine. It's a whole new animal.
Beautiful scene, isn't it? The great wide spaces of the wild, wild west. Hi, I'm Chad Booth, host of At Your Leisure. I'm asking you to support the Blue Ribbon Coalition. Their efforts responsibly preserve access to our public lands. If it were not for the Blue Ribbon Coalition and their efforts, you may not have access to millions of acres of land across the West. This is America's playground, and if we don't do anything, we are going to lose it. Join, participate, and donate.
Polaris is riding into summer with unprecedented savings across the world's best off-road lineup. Save $800 or more on 12 models, including $1,400 off the best-selling Ranger XP 900, $1,000 off a revolutionary Polaris Ace, $900 off a legendary Sportsman 570, $800 off the high-performance Razor XP 1000, and get financing as low as 1.99% on everything.
People might tell you it's 300 miles out here, but remember, it's really only 30 miles back.
I'm Darren Kinder, and our product review today is the Teryx 4 V-Twin 800. And this is a little bit different than some of the other machines. It's a nice crossover. It's a 4-seater, but it's not super bulky, and it's got good power with the 800. Come on, let me show you all the cool features on it. One of the first things we noticed on the machine is that it has a very large radiator right here in the front. So it's picking up nice clean air and keeping the machine cool. It also, this is where it picks up the air for the engine. Now under the hood, there you can easily see where you have your air filter, your fan and your radiator, all of this stuff very easy to get to. And you'll see that you have the Fox Podium shocks right here. Very easy to adjust them just the way you like them. Preset, your load, all that kind of stuff. You can dial the machine right in. As you come back here, you can see the Teryx comes standard with 4 doors on it. They look small, but they're actually just the right size. They're easy to open, and it creates a big enough compartment to get in the machine easily. They've also put these little sidebars on the machine and padded them, so you've got something to kind of keep you into the machine, plus a nice seat belt with it. Now here in the back, the trunk area is a little bit smaller than some of the other machines, but it's still plenty big enough to put a full-size cooler back here and most of your gear to go out playing for the day. And the machine isn't as long, so you're not dragging the bottom as much. It's a little bit easier to handle because it's not such a big machine. The other thing I'd like to point out here in the back is that they use a wet brake system on it. So instead of using disc brakes out on the wheels, that when they get wet and muddy, they don't work as well, they actually have a wet disc that's inside a housing, and that thing's always grabbing, it's sealed, you don't have to worry about it, it's right on the drive line. Now up here in the driver's compartment, you have a good handhold for your passenger to hang on, also one higher, a large glove box that you can put quite a few things in it that opens very nicely, a digital display that has a clock, hour meters, fuel mileage, has all the digital stuff involved in it. Then you have some pretty simple switches up here on the dash. You got 2-wheel drive to 4-wheel drive, and then you can lock in your differential. It does have a gate shifter here with low, high, and reverse on it. I do wish it had a park, but they put a very heavy-duty park brake on it, which is hooked up to that wet braking system, so it'll lock it in place wherever you go. Now this is one place you should always look when you go out to buy a new machine, and that is underneath it, because on this one you can see they put full armor plating all the way front to back, including under the rear differential. Now in 2014, the Teryx went to an 800 engine, which is actually a 783, and basically what they did is long stroke the motor, got a little bit more horsepower out of it, but it actually gets better fuel economy, and it runs a little bit cooler. So it's kind of a nice combination they've got going now. So it's a full, they call it an 800 now. I'm Darren Kinder, we'll see you next time.
The Wildcat. More fun than the usual midlife crisis. The 2015 Wildcat, Wildcat Trail, and introducing the Wildcat Sport. Nothing's as wild.
You go through the day-to-day repeating what you did yesterday. Don't you wish you could access that piece of your life that's missing?
You just might find it in the air. June 18th through the 28th in Parowan is the biggest glider competition in the country. Watch as these pilots take off into the blue and soar for hundreds of miles on nothing more than thermals and their skill. Learn from the pros and find out how you can become a pilot yourself. The Parowan Glide Festival, June 18th through the 28th. Find out more at cedarcityayl.com.
You have a message. You have a brand. You have something worth experiencing. What you don't have is an audience. It's time to change that. It's time to partner with the #1 outdoor program in the country and show the world what you have to offer. Advertising on At Your Leisure is effective and affordable, giving you an audience that dwarfs anything else out there, backed by a proven force of outdoor adventure. Contact the AYL team at 801-947-8888. It's time your message was heard.
Do you need your own place? Well, I'm Jill Kinder with Exit Realty Plus, and I can help you find your new home. Whether you're a first-time home buyer looking to expand or looking for an investment property, give me a call. So when you're ready, contact me, Jill Kinder, at 801-718-4622 or at jillkinder@gmail.com. Exit Realty Plus, helping you find the home of your dreams.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure at the Steadman Motocross Park out at Deseret Peak with a Steadman standing next to me. Okay, what's the goal here, David?
The goal here is to get Chad's tires off the ground. He did learn how to ride the dirt bike, but now we can see if he can start improving into having some fun while riding the dirt bike. That means that you have to go a little faster on the jumps. Now, body placement, whether you're on the gas when you go off the face, whether you use your momentum to get there and then kind of coast over it, all of that is what you learn the more you start doing it. And this little one right here is a good fun one that jumped right up at us right here.
Okay, let's see how it works.
We'll see how you do. And we'll go from there, and then we'll see if we can get Ria to get her tires off the ground.
Okay, that'll be a goal.
I'll bet we don't do it.
Ria learned something new today. Now it's my turn.
You know why he's getting better? It's confident. You know, he's on a little bike. He's not on a race bike, so we don't want to push him to jump a lot right now. But it starts getting the feel of how to do it when you improve into a bigger, better bike that's made for it. It'll be a lot more comfortable for him now that he's done it without a big bike.
I'm in second gear. I'm going to third, Steven. I'm going for it. I got into second gear, but it definitely is really, really fun. As long as you're riding with people that you know what they're doing and their safety, it just takes all the fear out of you. Woohoo! Yeah! Way to go! That's my man! That was unbelievable. You caught some serious air out there.
Oh, no, it felt serious to me, but I'm sure when I see it, it'll be a typical male thing. I think it's this big off the air, and it's really only this big. But, you know, I understand. Good start. Look, I'm even getting applause from heaven.
So impressive, the heavens have opened up. Hey, listen, we are going to go to our travel adventure with Reece Stein, and we got to thank Rocky Mountain ATV MC for every single one of these travel adventures. They sponsor them, and they're great people. Check them out online. Let's go see what Reece is up to today.
I'm Reece Stein, at your leisure at Strawberry Reservoir, Utah's #1 trout fishing lake. And this week, the venerable old gal is getting her annual spring checkup. There's the size we're looking for.
For 4 straight mornings this month, volunteers and biologists pulled gill nets that were set the night before. Tangled in the nets are anything that happened to swim by, including cutthroat and rainbow trout, along with chubs, suckers, and even crawfish. It's an every-year event.
It's an annual thing to monitor the health of the reservoir. We want to see what's going on out in Strawberry.
Strawberry project manager Alan Ward moves his boat to the nets placed in strategic locations, some shallow, some deep. Some nets have lots of fish, some not so much.
We want to know how healthy the fishery is, what kind of fish, what survived, what hasn't survived. Do we have to make any changes to the reservoir?
The nets are brought ashore and the real fun begins. untangling the dead fish.
So far this year, a couple of things stand out. As you know, rainbows are doing really good. We got some really healthy rainbows, really good sized rainbows, 18, 19-inch range. A lot of people are catching them, and it's a lot of fun. But we're also seeing kind of a decline in some of the cutthroat populations, and so we're a little bit concerned about getting those cutthroat populations built back up.
There's a nice rainbow. Look at that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
10-year-old Sophia Ward pitches in to give her biologist dad an early Father's Day present.
I think it's really fun. I enjoy doing it every year with my dad.
Strawberry Anglers Association member Kayla Willie volunteers to help pick nets alongside fellow angler Val Halford, who's been doing this for years.
I've taken all these years, some 40 plus, and it's definitely time, Reece, to give something back. So I spend the day up here twice a year, in June and October, helping out with the gill net survey.
Then each fish is weighed,
16, 13,
measured,
First one is 540.
then examined under ultraviolet light for special powder markings added at the hatchery.
We use different colors on different years, and that way we can track each group separately.
Fish with no markings are from natural lake reproduction. Strawberry biologist Justin Robinson then checks stomach contents.
So a lot of people come up to Strawberry and think we have a lot of mosquitoes. What they're really seeing are these chironomid midges. They look almost, well, very similar to a mosquito, but we have a lot of them. This is one of the fish's favorite food sources.
Strawberry is Utah's top fishing lake, but it takes constant vigilance to keep it strong. These carnivorous cutthroat trout are critical to keeping the undesirable chubs and suckers under control. To increase the cutthroat numbers, the state may consider changing its stocking procedures. Another dilemma? How to cope with an increasing number of fish-hungry pelicans that prey on the spawners and young fish.
It's just been a popular destination for over 100 years for these families and these people, and for generations, and so it remains that today. We want to make sure that those people have a great place to come and go fish, and that they have a good experience when they do.
And so far, destructive quagga mussels have not shown up at Strawberry. Boaters can help out.
And we want to make sure we try to keep them out of here if we can. So we have a lot of check stations now set up. We have one at the Daniels Port of Entry. So we got to make sure that we clean, drain, and dry before we move from one body of water to the other.
Well, this is what Strawberry Reservoir is all about, big cutthroats and rainbows. And this spring checkup is designed to keep it this way. Reece Stein at your leisure at Strawberry Reservoir.
Polaris is riding into summer with unprecedented savings across the world's best off-road lineup. Save $800 or more on 12 models, including $1,400 off the best-selling Ranger XP 900, $1,000 off a revolutionary Polaris Ace, $900 off a legendary Sportsman 570, $800 off the high-performance Razor XP 1000, and get financing as low as 1.99% on everything.
It doesn't matter what adventure you're searching for, at Utah State Parks, you'll find it. Birds, boats, and ATVs are the main draws at Otter Creek Reservoir, this week's featured Utah State Park. Enjoy the calm water and cast a line at one of Utah's premier fisheries. Access 3 separate ATV trail systems, including the Paiute, directly from the park. Otter Creek is also known for its bird watching, particularly during the fall and spring, as many bird species migrate through the park on their journey along the Pacific Flyway. Now you can enjoy amenities that include hiking trails, modern campgrounds, day use areas, group pavilions, and hot showers. Otter Creek is located just north of Antimony on Utah Highway 62. Utah State Parks, adventures for everyone.
Race City RV wants your family to experience the outdoors together, and it's never been easier than right now with our spring clearance sale. All of our 2014 models are at the best prices ever, so we can make room for the 2015s. Get into this 2014 Rockwood tent trailer 1970 model with event pricing of only $84.99. This is perfect for the introductory unit for a young family. The lowest prices you'll ever see. Race City RV's spring clearance sale on Rockwood tent trailers and more. Race City RV, serving Utah since 1946. Well, Ria, I was like lightning on the track, and it's kind of caught on. There's lightning in the skies now. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are out here at the Steadman Motocross Park at the Deseret Peak Sports Complex in Tooele County. And we've both of us triumphed today.
Oh, we've mastered this course. But we got to talk about our calendar of events.
We have a whole bunch going on. What's first on the calendar? 20th of June.
Oh yes, it's the Parowan Glide Festival in Iron County. Steve Human did a great story on this a couple weeks ago. Check it out online. This is so much fun. And when we say Glide Festival, we mean planes gliding in the air. It's beautiful.
Okay, now on the 27th, you're going to see a different kind of gliding, kind of like we did today. There's an extreme motocross event going on down in Juab County. It's an annual event that's sponsored by our friends at Rocky Mountain ATVMC. And so you want to make sure that you get down there and see all that action, because it's pretty wild and crazy. Of course, later in the year, it's got the Demolition Derby. So you're going to enter it this year, right?
I want to do it so bad. You and I. Mano y mano.
Yeah, that's right.
You on,
Mano y fi mano.
Jeez. All right, now we're going to go. Oh, I don't know what to say about that. Now we're just going to go to our sticker winner and see who won this week.
Thanks, Chad and Ria. Looks like you guys are having fun out there riding dirt bikes. I've got our winner. I'm here at the Home Depot, and I saw an old AYL sticker. We haven't had those for a while, but they are our winner. See, the license plate number is Y412TF. Give us a call, 801-947-8888, because you just won a Camp Chef Big Ass Grill. Now let's take a look at next week's show. And on next week's show, you're going to want to come with Darren, Jill, and myself as we go through one of the most epic obstacle courses on Earth. It's wet, it's muddy, it'll push us to our limits, and it's all for a good cause. From there, Terry Wood will delve into the dark at one bike ride that lights up Antelope Island in a totally unique way. You'll want to ride at midnight next week on AYL.
Thanks for wrapping the show up for us, Steve. We're going to wrap up our day riding, doing what we always do when we go out with David Steadman somewhere. He always finds cool places for us to eat. We're at Verge's in Erded today, and look at this food. Isn't this great?
Scrumptious.
I hope we didn't break any of your machines today.
I think we did good. We did good.
You guys are great teachers, and the fact that Heidi came out and helped me ride as a female,
Absolutely.
It was really, really cool.
She's done that before, and it worked really good.
It was pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Because Ria's not the fastest.
It says here, this is what we do. You just follow me, and we're going.
Yeah, it was great. And once you accomplish that, too, you really feel like you can do anything.
We have had a lot of fun. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you,
and remember the motto.
Thank you for coming out.
Okay, there's adventure around every bend, but you cannot find any of it sitting at home on the couch. Get out there and do this. We'll see you next week. You can't discover any adventure when you're sitting on the couch.
We're
Goodbye.
at the end of the show.
Okay, anyway.
Well, we're going to go. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you do it. Hi, I'm Chad Booth from At Your Leisure. I hope you just enjoyed the YouTube video that you just watched. Now, remember, we come up with new videos like this every single week, so you might want to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a single story that we have out. Now, you can also share us with all of your friends on social media. Here's how to do it right here, and that way they can have fun too. If you want detailed information, we of course have our website, AYLTV.com, and from there you can find out which television stations we broadcast on, so you never have to spend a day without your fix of family-oriented outdoor recreation adventure. Plus, don't forget we have really cool contests.